Enroll at Honorable Justice Aremu's Academy. Training in paralegal studies, software engineering, and banking operations can be used to study law and other discipline. After the National Diploma Program, Aremu Academy is a sure banker of killing two birds with a stone. Law summer courses are available and hostel accommodation is also available. Registration in progress. Contact address 102 Orita Bashorun LOA Court, Ashi Bodija Junction, Ibadan. Telephone 0703 883 1740 0807 475 7462 or 0812 82 7009. Email address center for legal studies at gmail.com. Announcer Honorable Justice Aremu's Academy.
Just say, hey Alexa.
Great music all the time.
The best musical experience of your day.
Kiss. Stay on your mind.
This is Lil Nas X.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers.
What's going on, guys? It's Post Malone.
We stay on air and in your living room. 105.5 The Splash.
Good morning once again. Hope you're doing fantastic. How are you doing actually? Let me not assume that you're doing fantastic. I can only hope that you're doing well. All right. So if you're watching live on Facebook, perhaps tell us in the comment section how you're feeling today. I know there's a lot happening in the world generally, not just in Nigeria, but there's a lot happening in the world that can really try and squeeze your mental health. But you just got to rise above it. Do whatever it is that keeps the sunlight in your life. Do whatever it is that tries to sort of take away the burden from you a little bit. There's a lot happening. I mean, I was reading in the papers this morning about, the rising costs of food prices, and I mean, even if you don't read it in the newspaper, you experience it. You're out there, you go shopping, you go to the market, and you compare some of the things that you bought 2 months ago, to now, and for you, it feels like you're in a dream, a nightmare really that just refuses to end. That you refuse to wake up from. So I know there's so much that's happening. Doctors are on strike. You're trying to use a more affordable hospital, but it's a lot harder than. So much is happening. So much is happening in the country. So much is happening in the world. You hear of, news of bandits and kidnapping every day. How do you keep your mental health in spite of all that's going on? I wonder, how do you stay afloat? I know that us Africans and basically Nigerians, I think one of our main coping strategies really is to just say it is well. That's our coping strategy, to just say it is well, because that's the only thing we have. When people belittle people who say it is well, I'm thinking, do you have something else that it can, you guys use as a crutch? You don't have anything else. So everyone has to do what works for them in order to stay mentally afloat amidst all that is happening. For me today, sometimes I just go, it has to be well. It is well. And, it will be well. All we have is hope that things will get better. And I know things will get better. Some people say it may not get great in our time. But I know that with my eyes, I will see great things happening in Nigeria. I'll see Nigeria cross over to, that side where people that live in the United Arab Emirates are currently seeing. I mean, they too, at some point, have been through their times when, I'm sure to them, seeing the Dubai of today, it was a dream. So some people kept believing, some people perhaps felt it could never happen. All over the world, countries have transitioned from, poverty, low economy and all of that we're having to deal with to where they are today. So I believe that it's in the horizon for us in Nigeria as well. And I have my belief, I have my hopes. That's all I've got, and nobody can take that away from me. I'm your host, Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. I really do hope you're having a beautiful morning, wherever it is you're listening to me from. And today's conversation I'm going to be having with one of our own, who's all the way in Iceland. I'm not going to tell you her name yet. I like a bit of suspense. So while I try to get her on the line, I'll tell you a bit about what she's actually doing in Iceland. It's called the Reykjavik Dialogue. Now, the Reykjavik Dialogue, I'll tell you a bit about, and I'm sure she's going to also tell you about it as well. It's renewing activism to end violence against women. It's a movement-led event of activists, practitioners, and victim survivors from around the world fighting to put an end to gender-based violence. The event will take, which is obviously taking place. She's in Iceland, and I'm reaching her all the way from Nigeria thanks to technology. The agenda, which began with a conference on the 16th, and it's both in person and virtual as well, obviously because of COVID-19. And the conference focuses on survivor-centered justice by exploring how to advance traditional as well as non-traditional pathways to justice. I like that because oftentimes we try and slap a general, solution to some of the things, some of the problems we have, but some problems we have to tailor it to, how we are as a people, and of course, with me here this morning is Miriam Adiola Gbadibo, all the way from Iceland. Hello, M Spice.
Hi, Ronnie. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, let me try and link this up to the Bluetooth so that people can actually hear this a lot better. So just hang on. Let me try and sort this out real quickly. All right. Is it working? Yeah. Maybe you can try. Okay. So just hang on a minute, M Spice. And while we're trying to sort that out. Okay. Hello, M Spice. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's the time now in Iceland? And I've only ever heard of Iceland and maybe read in a few books, but I don't know too much about it. And I'm glad that there's somebody who can firsthand tell me a bit about it. I know you're an hour behind.
Yes, we are an hour behind.
So it's about 8 minutes past 7.
The time now is 7:08.
Okay, 7:08.
7:08.
All right, and tell me a bit about, this is your first time in Iceland?
Absolutely.
All right, so tell me a bit about, what were your first impression, what city you were in, and how it's been so far?
Well, I'm in the capital of Iceland. It's called Reykjavik.
Reykjavik.
Yes, it's called Reykjavik. It's a beautiful city. It's a very small country, a country with a population of 1,000 people. But it's a
population
country
of how many people?
where, it's the fourth most in the world.
Right.
Don't take things for granted here. Everything is top-notch, state-of-the-art, and it's a beautiful city.
Fantastic. So I can definitely picture you taking all of this in. It's beautiful. And I hope that you're having a great time. So let's talk about the Reykjavik dialogue. Obviously, this is named after the city where you're currently in Iceland. And this is a conversation focused on gender violence. All right. So tell us about the Reykjavik dialogue, the gender. So how's the conference been so far? I saw a picture with you, take a picture with an ambassador to, is it Brazil?
Yeah, she's the Ghanaian ambassador to Brazil. All right, so the conference was a 3-day conference. It was put together by the government of Iceland, UNESCO, the GRODES program. And of course, the aim of the program, it was to set agenda toward ending all forms of gender-based violence by 2030. Mm-hmm. Now, we're well aware of the Sustainable Development Goals. Mm-hmm. And of course, we know back in 1995, during the Beijing conference, there were a lot of goals that were set in place to end gender-based violence. And even though a lot of governments have on paper adopted many of those policies, in the real sense of things, they haven't actually implemented most of those policies. So you find that in many societies, there's still incredibly immense forms of gender-based violence. So at the conference, we had women from all over the world. Women from every continent and every country was represented at the conference, coming up with ideas and frameworks as to how to get it done, talking about the challenges, talking about the gain. Okay, how many milestones have we reached? What else can we do to make sure that we put an end? Yes. How can we, advance the conversation?
Now, the last major global gathering centered on activists and practitioners to share strategies, hopes, and visions to end violence against women and girls was actually in the UK in 1996. So it's been a while. And so so for people who are asking, what's the point of having this kind of conversation again? Is there a point, to having a gathering like this? What would you say to that?
Absolutely, there is a point. All right, so we're well aware that the different forms of GBV, there's child abuse, there's domestic violence, there's violence that's exhibited against the queers, there's violence against the girl child, there's so many forms of GBV. And of course, at the conference, they did come up with a number of solutions, which I do think, we need to consider. There are a lot of things people tend to forget. First things first, I'd like to point out is people living with disabilities are some of the people who actually suffer a great deal of gender-based violence. And it's because they cannot express themselves. Yeah, so, people living with disability should not be relegated from the conversation. Right. You find that in most cases, when you're talking about frameworks and setting agendas, people don't remember to discuss the PLWD. So there's that. Also, they discuss colonial structures. First of all, women have always been marginalized. Women have always been relegated to the back. When you look at marriage roles, you look at educational roles, if you follow history, women have always been marginalized. So people need to learn more about history. In the school curriculum, they need to teach people more. They need to teach children more about history, and they also need to teach them about their rights. As individuals, you need to know your rights. Absolutely. It's very, very important. Also, they pointed out the fact that we need more women investigating cases of gender-based violence, not just in the NGOs, but also in the Nigerian police force. How many convictions for rape have we had in Nigeria in the last 5 years? When you take a look at the sex offenders list, if you compare it, is it commensurate with the number of rape stories that you read in the papers? How many convictions have we actually seen? When you want to compare it to the number of rape stories and abuse stories that come through in the papers every day. So we need to look at our judicial system too, our penal codes. What is happening? Does our society promote GBV? Or is our society actually trying to get justice for victims of GBV? Also, we talk about the community, Ronnie. How the community can band together, to reintegrate the victims and survivors of GBV back into society. Right. When a girl is raped, she's traumatized.
Exactly.
But
shamed.
The fact is, she's more than her trauma. The society needs to let her know that she's more than her trauma. You can't still pick yourself up and live your life and have goals and dreams. Just because you were traumatized doesn't mean that your life is over.
Absolutely.
The society can also band together to catch the perpetrator and not stigmatize the survivors. So, it's a community thing. And I mean, gone are the days where we would have this conversation and make it seem like, oh, it's not a big deal. No. Oh, come on. It is such a big deal because every man out there, at least most men out there, have daughters. If they don't have daughters, they have sisters. You know, and I know when you talk to a man about his daughter, you hear a man
exactly.
say,
you see the
if
passion in
anybody
his
touches my daughter,
see the passion in his voice.
You can hear the passion in his voice. But she doesn't have to be your daughter.
Exactly.
Every woman, man out there, everyone. We're talking gender equality, gender parity. You know, there's a whole group of people in the workplace. You'll be amazed where some of these acts take place. In the workplace, there is a lot of gender-based violence in form of abuse.
Absolutely. And,
you know,
and
that
that's
comes
why,
down the line.
Right. And that's why I love that at this conference, I mean, they're just not talking about general. Sometimes, like I said earlier, we try to use like a blanket solution to certain issues. But there are certain ways that even as a country or even as a, let's say, I mean, we're resident here in Ibadan. There are certain ways that we can sort of localize some of the solutions. So it's not just there's gender-based violence, let's do what the world is doing, but how can we localize, the solutions? Also, you talked about how the community has a part to play as well. And of course, we know that each community differs. Lagos, for example, is different from Ibadan. So, I mean, are there ways that perhaps some of the things that you've said, you find that in the Ibadan, for example, how some of these solutions can be localized, how we can use non-traditional means to sort of combat gender-based violence?
Absolutely. All right. If you look at the statistics of female genital mutilation, you have a practice more in the southwest of Nigeria.
True.
You know, you have Oyo, Osun, Ekiti, and some country and some states like that. It will amaze you, Ronnie, that those who practice FGM are mostly the women. When you do the research, you'll find that the promoters of FGM are mostly women. So we need a re-education right from the grassroots levels. We need to actually start from the grassroots level. A lot of people believe that you have to start everything from the government. But no, you don't. Everybody has a voice. Everyone is an activist.
Right.
Use your social media platforms to educate. Start from the grassroots. Start from those around you. Re-educate them on health practices. Re-educate them. Go to school. Talk to the youth. The youth will spread the word. You know, we have to be able to merge academia and activism at this point. And of course, people need to stop, waiting on the government. The government has their role to play, no doubt. But the people themselves have a role to play.
Absolutely.
Women's stories are important. It is important that we remember our history. It is important that we remember our history as women. Remember our power as women and continue to empower ourselves as women. Also, we have to create a safe space where survivors feel they can be heard. Our society can be very toxic and people can be very judgmental, making it difficult for survivors to come and speak out. When you have a survivor who comes on social media to say, me too, I was abused, and then you have a thread of people attacking the survivor, telling them, oh, didn't you enjoy it? Oh, he was a celebrity. Oh, come off it. Why did it take you so long to speak out? People are so quick, to attack the survivors that we don't actually give survivors a conducive environment to speak out.
Absolutely.
So we need to start creating more safe environments for survivors to speak out. Because I promise you, GBV is present everywhere. You find it in primary schools, you find it in secondary schools, in the workplace, in places of business, sometimes even on the bus. in the most unassuming of places.
Absolutely.
It does happen.
All right. For those who are just joining us, I'm talking to Miriam Adiola Gbadebo, who's all the way in Iceland, in Reykjavik. I hope I pronounced that properly. Where she's attending the Reykjavik Dialogue, renewing activism to end violence against women. I know oftentimes when people start to talk about violence against women or anything centered on women, we have the people who roll their eyes and say, but these things happen to men as well, and we appreciate that, and I'm sure there are things, conferences that also address issues like that as well. Only that I think that people don't make it as popular as when obviously women gather and begin to talk about issues concerning women, So, just recently, I think it was yesterday, it was the International Day for the Abolishment of Slave Trade. This is one of the issues we have as well, because when we talk about gender-based violence or abuse against girls and women, most of us remember all those children that are used as house girls, and stuff like that. People don't want to have that conversation because that is still happening. Exactly. That is still happening where underage girls are still used as house girls, staying at home and doing all sorts of things. But I don't have too much time.
Ronnie, there's so many issues. There's trafficking.
Yes.
The trafficking business out of Africa is $150 billion. It's $150 billion business.
Right.
It's a global business.
Right.
$150 billion. Trafficking girls are constantly underage, are being trafficked from our country across the globe for the sex trade.
Now, M Spice, what do you look? Personally, I can imagine that this conference has made a big impression on you. What is your biggest takeaway from this? Even I'm sure as you return soon.
Well, I believe that men also have a huge role to play in the conversation. Men always like to sit on the sidelines when it comes to the GBV conversation. But you see, men
have a huge role to play in this as well. But, I'm just reconnecting to M Spice as I round up my conversation with her. Hello, Miriam. All right. Okay, so you're talking about men being a part of this conversation, not feeling like it's just us women, and there's a lot that men can do to help when it comes to furthering this conversation of gender-based violence and all that it entails. Hello, hi, M Spice.
Being a part of the conversation.
Yes.
Not even just being a part of the conversation, Ronnie, but having a reorientation of the role of men. Having a reorientation where men come in. There's certain things that culture, tradition, and some of our tales, some of our stereotypes have promoted over the years. Men need to re-educate themselves, reorientate themselves, and they also need to put their voices to the activism.
Absolutely. They need to be allies for women, not when it's only your daughter or your wife, but women generally. Know that, every woman is a human being, is a person. She's not just somebody's daughter or wife. She's a human being. And so you must ally women. When we're talking about anything gender-based or anything that has to do with women, men need to see themselves as allies as opposed to, they are trying to do men against women. All right. Thank you, M Spice, for your time. I really appreciate you speaking to me this morning on your experience at the Reykjavik Dialogue all the way in Iceland. I hope you're enjoying yourself, taking time to enjoy yourself and taking the city as well.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Roy.
Have a wonderful day. All right, so I've been talking to Miriam Adiola Gbadebo, who is attending the Reykjavik conference all the way in Reykjavik, Iceland, where the conversation is focused on gender-based violence, gender equality, and everything pertaining women, really. And I hope that you enjoyed that conversation. You can, follow her journey or follow the Reykjavik conversation on reykjavikdialogue.is. All right, so we're going to take a short commercial break. Thank you for listening. And of course, have a wonderful time. We'll be right back.
Body, now what do you find for kitchen?
My dear, now spoon to drink of medicine.
Honey, take comics, just here, drink, and get throat relief.
Yes, so summer comics for scratch throat. Comics get dextromethorphan and guaifenesin. Just here, drink and get relief from cough. Idekulele to drink.
Are they relieved now? I love comics.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited distributes comics. Products will make you drowsy. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Comics. Idekulele.
Bóyá fún mi ní èsì tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn.
Ṣé bọ́n bẹ̀ jẹ́ nínú ṣọ́ọ̀pù mi yìí náà?
Ṣé bóun nìyẹn? Òun ló tọ́ka sí yẹn.
Ọṣẹ Pẹ́mẹ́kù lè ń tọ́ka sí yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, ìpolówó ń lọ lórí Pẹ́mẹ́kù lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ṣé bí o ṣe ń rí ọṣẹ Pẹ́mẹ́kù mẹ́ta tó wà lórí igbá yẹn? Níṣẹ́ ni mò ń rí PS5, laptop, AC, ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ kan ńlá. Ọṣẹ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta fún mi.
Darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ìtura kí o sì jẹ́ ẹ̀mí kàbìtì. Ní PS5, ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀, laptop àti ọ̀pọ̀ oríṣi àwọn ohun ìmíràn. Pẹ̀lú ìrìnàjò ọ̀fẹ́ fún ènìyàn méjì lọ sí Dubai kí ní ìpolówó Premier Come Chill and Win promo. Àwọn òfin àti ìlànà wà o.
Gbogbo ènìyàn ẹ kí kábíyèsí tó wọlé dé.
Kábíyèsí o.
Ó dé, ó ta gbogbo wọn yọ, ó rọ́ wọn tòkè tilẹ̀, ó balẹ̀ bí ọ̀wàrà òjò. Amber, ohun mímu afúnilágbára tí ń jẹ́ kára ẹni ó jí pépé tó bá dàbí ẹni pàgbára ń lọlẹ̀ tí ò fẹ́ ságbára mọ́. Gbàgòlò Amber kan kó o gbé lura. Amber energy drink la fi èso guarana pèlò. Ó sì kún fún oríṣiríṣi èròjà aṣaralóore àti fítámì. Tọkùnrin tóbìnrin ló lè mú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò lọ́tí nínú rárá. Ó wà káàkiri ilé ìtajà tó súnmọ́. Béèrè fún kan tiẹ̀ lónìí. Kò jẹ gbádùn tó ṣàrà ọ̀tọ̀. Amber Drink Limited tó wà ní ọgbà Coco Industries 1 Coco Road off Akilo Road ọgbà Ìkẹjà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ń pin tó ń tà. Ìwọ náà lè bá wọn dòwò pọ̀ lónìí láti jẹ́ alágbàtà tàbí aláràtúntà. Nọ́mbà yìí ni kó o pè sí 070-2606-4458. Amber Energy Drinks ṣàfikún agbára inú rẹ.
Babe, that girl must be using something.
Hey, Bere, what kind of something?
You to see how she's always smiling, displaying her 32.
You're cuckoo right. I know her secrets. I know what she's using. She uses it twice a day.
Tell me her secrets.
I'll give you a hint. ABZ.
ABZ?
Yes, ABZ is the secret. Close-Up contains antibacterial zinc, ABZ, which gives you 3 times more freshness and 3 times more protection. Better than your regular toothpaste. Now you know the ABZ secret.
The new Close-Up is her secret. Everybody must hear.
You can't keep a secret.
New Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the freshness, triple the protection.
Job life, live life, do the things that gon' make you happy. Them know like I'm the one still left. Everybody gets your flavor. Job life, drink up, 1 glass of martini and step down. Them know like I'm the one still left. Everybody gets your flavor. Oh, your flavor. Elele, 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 yeah. Oh, your flavor.
Multina, share happiness.
Stories. He getting one man way I know. He say he one blow, make business no dey slow. That's why he collect loan with heavy interest when they show. Now time don't reach to pay the loan. He no fit sleep for house again. That's why he dey worry. Dodgy, runny, beggy. My people, no let your story be like this man where I know. If na loan you dey find to make your business better, I go trade by Sterling Agent Banking. Now the only loan we know they joke. Them get better interest and you get choice to pay back every day or every week. So the money no go too plenty for your head. Find any Sterling agent or branch for your area or call 0700-822-0000 to collect your own. I go trade, go give you loan, yo. When no go joke at all.
I go trade, business is done better.
Life go better with I Go Trade.
When malaria won't show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a temp soft gel. Like I tell you no say, malaria medicines we no get bad taste, no bitter taste for mouth, and it dey easy to swallow. Try. I got red game changer. I'm a temp soft gel.
Amatem soft gel now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
Bẹ́ẹ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ojúlówó Nasco cornflakes kún fún èròjà tí ń ṣara lóore tó dára nítorí wípé Old Flaked cornflakes náà ni Old Flaked cornflakes ní apilẹ̀ṣe ní ìlànà tí gbogbo èròjà ṣara lóore inú rẹ̀ ò fi lè yege. Oúnjẹ aṣara lóore ni adùn inú rẹ̀ afẹnuwó ó sì dára fún gbogbo ẹbí. Nítorí náà tí àtijẹ cornflakes bá dé rí i dájú pé Old Flaked Nasco cornflakes ló yàn láàyò oúnjẹ aládùn tó dára ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Have you heard? There's a seasoning for every meal, yeah. On the seasoning is full of flavor, yeah. Delicious, tasty, yeah. Mama's happy, yeah. No. My hunger. Rich flavor, aroma, delicious, yeah. Mama's happy, yeah. Fresh cookie, yeah. Great flavor,
Mama's helping hand.
Body, now what do you find for kitchen?
My dear, now spoon to drink off medicine.
Honey, take comics. Just here, drink and get relief.
Yes, so summer comics for scratch throat. Comics get dextromethorphan and guaifenesin. Just here, drink and get relief from cough. Idekulele to drink.
Are they relieved now? I love comics.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited they distribute comics. Products will make you drowsy. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, need to waka go see your doctor. Comics. Idekulele.
You want to find your perfect match, the right girl or guy, a job that showcases your talent, a house that fits your taste. How about the right mattress that suits your body build, age, lifestyle, and budget? Visit www.muka.com/buy-right or any Muka outlet to find the right Muka for you. Endorsed by medical experts, Muka gives your body the support it needs so you wake up feeling good and ready to take on the day. Muka, adding comfort to life.
Imagine the joy will fill your body when you born new baby. Imagine the happiness will surround you when you hear say, them don't born your first grand pikin. Now, go imagine how your mind go dey coole. When you know say mama and pikin they enjoy better night sleep. Oh yes, that na the ogbonge assurance you get when you know say Vitafoam get the correct mattress when go fit your body type. No buy any kind of mattress oh. Buy Vitafoam mattress when they make to match your body type from any of we correct dealer nationwide or see us on top internet for www.vitafoamng.com. Make you buy your mattress today. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Is your new car engine not working like it's supposed to? Or you have a knocked engine or bad gearbox and are looking for a reputable place to buy? Don't worry, you can rely on us at Moto Engine. We sell, remanufacture, and certify rebuilt engines, gearboxes, and axles for cars and mini trucks with 1-year warranty. We will also buy your old engine from you. For more information, call us on 0806-176-7447 or visit motoengine.com. Moto Engine, your solution to engine problems.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
This is what happens when you open up a bottle of Fanta. It's bubbly excitement waiting to break free. It's living in the moment. It's not caring who's watching. It's putting your enjoyment first. It's adding color to the gray and making time to play. It's not taking life too seriously and adding a touch of crazy. Fanta is flavor. Fanta is laughter. Fanta is color. How are you going to color your day? Fanta. Color every moment.
wọ́n tún ti fún Messi against anambolo owó ṣe mu sí yún la.
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o àǹfààní láti jẹ $100 mílíọ̀nù náírà má ti ṣí sílẹ̀ báyìí.
níbo jámísì.
ní Mozart Bet ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
odidi $100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. báwo mo ṣe lè jẹ́.
forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mozart Bet lọ sórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng iye owó tó o bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìforúkọsílẹ̀ wọ́n tún fún ẹ padà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ di mílíọ̀nìà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn o tún lè ta Mozart Bet onífà ìlọ́po ẹgbẹ̀rún 1000% bonus.
èyí mà ga kẹ ó ti lọ wá jù ọ̀rẹ́ èmi náà fẹ́ ta o.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní ló tún ṣì wà lórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng fi orúkọ sílẹ̀ lónìí kí wọn náà bọ́ ságbá mi náírà. Mozart Bet ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà.
Yes, favors please.
Whether you're turning up with your girls
or hanging out with your guys.
Maybe you're chilling on the couch with your favorite movie.
Or just having a regular dinner.
Whatever, whenever, or wherever, or every moment with a distinct taste of Fairuz, the premium soft drink for every occasion.
One passenger. Big auntie. Come and enter my bus now.
Hey, conductor, this cough is serious. I beg, you need to go to the hospital.
Hospital? Auntie, if I go hospital now with this cough, those people will just say I have COVID-19.
No, they won't. Doctors say cough symptoms are different in every condition. Some are dry, others are wet, like your own.
God bless you, auntie. I have told this my conductor. The cough has refused to go, and it could be tuberculosis.
Conductor, check am make you dey sure because who no go, no go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.